Okay, let's say we have a broken hub. I'm going to show you today how to remove the broken hub, put a new one on. I will make another video on how to replace the broken studs, but right now I'll just show you how to replace the broken hub. So here we have a broken hub. What you do is you take a 6mm bit like this, all right? You loosen this bolt off. Doesn't have to come out all the way, it just needs to be loose. And what I've done is I've built a couple of specialty tools. Sometimes these hubs are hard to get off. So I built a couple of specialty tools. This is the one that you would use if the studs are broken. All right, looks like that. I'm gonna paint it red so it stands out a little more. It's gonna be in the drawer. There is a drawer in the toolbox that has all the specialty tools like this one. But just look for it. It'll be red when you see it. I got it right now unpainted. Okay, so it slides over top of there like that. This is what you would use if the studs were broken, okay? You put that on there, and then you thread this tool in. Okay, and I'm gonna back up the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. And then this thing is like a hammer. And you can see how the hub comes right off. Okay, so that's as simple as that. Okay, so you just put a new hub on. Put this one back on. Okay, so this tool is also directional. Okay, I put it on there like that. It will not go on in the opposite way. So if you're like, oh, it won't go on, it won't go on, just flip it over 180 degrees, it'll go on, okay? Because it only goes on in one direction. Okay, so that's that one. That's that tool. If the hub still has all of its studs still in there, okay? So I'm gonna put some studs back in here because maybe you need to replace a hub or pull a hub off to replace something. I'm just gonna quickly put some studs in there. A little bit so I can show you what you do in that case. This is how you put studs in, by the way. You take two nuts and you lock them against each other, and then you can just spin that stud in there. And you would usually use or always use Loctite when putting studs in, because if you don't use Loctite, when you go to put a wheel on here and you take the bolt or the nut off, the stud might come with it. That's why you use the Loctite, which I'm going to use right now. There we go. There's the last of that Loctite container. So 2 regular nuts, lock them against each other, and spin it in. Okay, now that's all the way in. Okay, so if you have a hub that you need to remove that has all the studs in it, or even 2 of the studs, all you really need is 2 of the studs, you'd use this tool here, all right? This is gonna be in the same drawer as that other one. And it just slides on there like that. See, it just goes on there. And now you would just spin on a nut, 3 nuts or 2 nuts, whatever you have there for studs. Don't try this with 1 stud. It's not gonna pull off the hub with 1 stud. Alright, okay, so got that on there, and use the same tool, spin this on there all the way. Spin this thing on as far as it goes, because you're putting a lot of force on these threads, and if you only spin it in one, you yank those threads right out of it. And then you just do like that, and pulls it right out. So simple as that. Once you got the hub back on, make sure that keyway, that little key that's in there, make sure that that's properly in there. Make sure it's all the way in, and tighten this bolt back up, and you're good to go. That's it. Good job.